A heck of an effort, just telling Day, who somehow didn't practice all week and plays that well. You still got to practice, right? But to hold the other team to 53 points and 32% from the field, and it was a very, very good team to me coming in. So these guys really did a great job executing the game plan. Again, top 50 fastest team in the country, only held them to 7 transition points. But really what we saw this week, these guys' work as a team was just growth. Like you could see it in their preparation. It's improving, shoot around, like everybody's starting to get comfortable with what we do and how we do things. And then they drilled the scout. They really executed it and did a great job on the scout and made it really hard on Malachi Davis, number 0.
Sam?
Did first game back, did you feel like you were just trying to, get aggressive out there, being back, and then also just, as Coach said, kind of just settling more into, the game plan with the team?
Yeah, Coach kind of called me the night before the game, just telling me, just continue to be aggressive. I know you've been sitting out, but continue your mindset that you've been playing already. So just going in the game, being confident, that's what I try to do.
Coach, I know you had Marcus in the lineup, but they coming off the bench, coming back from injury. Can you kind of just speak to his consistency, what you've been able to see from him in the first few in the games since the first game of the season? It just seemed like he seems more comfortable and getting into more of a groove.
Yeah, he just brings like a gravitas to us, when he's on the court. He had the big game last game, 5 threes, and I just thought that gave us a little confidence as a team. Still working on, knocking that lid off the basket. Hit a big one today that I thought really let everyone know we're going to get this game done. And they call him Cap for a reason. He's got a leadership quality. He puts in the work every day, and it's great that when Day is coming off the bench today, that Marcus could step up into that role and be a really effective player.
Coach, you mentioned in your intro a little bit, that LIU team plays with a ton of pace. It's normally a very vibrant offense, but this is a Fordham program that normally hangs its hat on its defense. It felt like you guys kind of dragged them down into the mud tonight. I mean, I don't need to run through the stats, but I think they shot 1 for 11 from 3, and just not their best shooting night. You guys held Greg Gordon to 1 for 5 from the field, typically their leading scorer. Just kind of take us through what went into that tonight.
I think 2 things. I think these guys executed the scout to protect the paint. They're last in the country at 3-point attempts, even though they shoot 43% from 3. So you have to be careful to not just go flying by. It's about the paint and it's about transition defense. And then we threw our zone out there. My boss, who's from Syracuse, keeps telling me to throw it out there. He watches all the practices, and so we're long. And Day is probably the one who's not, but Day has a nose for the ball, knack for the ball. So I thought our zone really took him out of rhythm. You only get one chance to surprise a team, and we did with it. And so those 2 things, protecting the paint and living with threes, except for Jamal Fuller. We were like, he's scoring, but he's scoring 2s. Like he was the one that could really get him going from 3. And then number 0 can get hot, but our guys were just all over it. I mean, there was a possession there where you saw 3 guys contest his shot at the nail, so that everybody understood, to spy Malachi and make sure that we shut number 0 down.
Coach, it seemed like your team, especially transitioning from the first to second half, really set an aggressive, hard-nosed tone. It seemed like Peter Jacobs was at the front of that. He took the plunge for the offensive foul and was even getting busy with a loose ball on the other end. Can you just talk about that hustle he played with and how it permeates the rest of your group?
I think that's the first charge of the year. So
yeah, you mentioned it.
Unfortunately, but fortunately he did it. And I tell these guys, you want to move people, you want to inspire people, change our lives, take a charge. We had one, we showed it at halftime. We passed on one that was available, and then not too long after that, he dives on the floor. And usually that's when you start playing well. You bang 2 threes, you know what I mean? Like stuff like that happens. Like Brad Stevens, one of my favorite coaches, says the game honors toughness. And when you're willing to do that, it also lets the officials and the crowd know, like, we are willing to stick our nose there. And we may not be the strongest, most athletic team, and this team was more athletic than us. I asked Coach Phelps, whose scout it was, and he said, yeah, they're more athletic than us. I'm like, shoot. But I thought we were the tougher team tonight.
Yeah, and Day, you've obviously done a great job adapting to that point guard role, sort of transitioning. But it seems when Christian's out there doing his point guard facilitating role, you're able to kind of slip back into that Iona role that you had last year off the ball. Can you just talk about how easy your life is when Christian's really going and he's playing his best ball?
It definitely makes my life easier, knowing that I don't got to bring the ball up and go get the ball off a mid-defensive rebound. So just playing off ball definitely gets my energy back a lot for sure.
Rikus, you're at plus 25 tonight. It's a good consistency kind of has been showing up just about each and every game, one way or another, statistically, just putting up points, putting up rebounds. Kind of just speak to what you feel like has allowed you to play as well and just continue to get better, it seems, just about every game.
I feel like it's definitely helping me that we're playing better as a team together, and we get to know each other, we play together, we're getting more energy, we're more aggressive, and I think that just helps everyone, and everyone's stats are going up, we all playing better. Like we winning games by 16 points now. Like it didn't happen in the first game, so like we're just getting better as a team now.
Hey, Rikus, there seems to be a mindset between you, Akira, Abbas on that glass. There's a real aggression under the basket. Can you talk about the aggression you guys are playing with on the defensive and offensive glass?
Yeah, we try to get every rebound. We were bigger today than their team, so we tried to punish them and try to punish them for not boxing out. Try to box out, get all the rebounds, and make the game fast.
Coach, offensive rebounding was obviously kind of important tonight. One of those points of emphasis this week. Rikus had 4 himself on the offensive end. Just how much of an impact does that have?
Well, early on, I thought it was huge because I think we talked before the game. It's making them, they're such a fast team in transition, and so it's making them box us out. Then there's a couple ways that beat transition is just send everybody back, which I've done before in our career, or crash the glass and make them box you out, and kind of like a 4-checking game, keep the ball over there and make them work over there. So we got off to a good start, and those extra possessions turned into some baskets for us. I think we had early in the game we had some second chance points. So it's huge, man. And these guys we're building their habits. That's what's happening, and you're seeing them do it every single game. And so hopefully it continues.
It was late in that first half. It might have even been through the first half. You guys had 5 or 6 turnovers, but they had no points off turnovers. Is that a testament to that?
Yeah, we had like a couple offensive fouls, which I'm okay with. Any dead ball turnover is fine. I mean, we love shot clock violations, but you know what? I wish we didn't have them, but you know what? They're not the worst thing in the world because you get to set your defense. To be honest, and you're using the whole clock against a team that's trying to play fast. So really funny enough, where even my dad kills me. He's like, you can't have shot clock violations. I'm like, Dad, it's not the worst thing in the world when you're playing one of these teams and you're trying to control tempo. But yeah, taking care of the ball was huge. That's tied to transition defense in this one. And they were top 100 at turning you over, and we ended with 10, which was good.
Coach, you guys got a significant break for the next couple of days. Could you just talk about, what your routine might look like for you and the rest of the team?
Yeah, we'll freshen up. We still got to get a practice in this weekend, but they'll get a couple days off in between here. Try to get healthy and prepare for a 3-day tournament, which is very similar to what you might experience in the Atlantic 10. Love it to be three games if that's possible. You know what I mean? So those are great for you to just experience that. Then you get close as a team. Thanksgiving's coming up. Those are always big weeks for the program and the team, and for us to continue to get to know each other and break bread together. And we'll be together up in Montreal Thursday for Thanksgiving. So we'll kind of have back-to-back Thanksgivings. Wednesday at my house, Thursday up there, and then we'll compete and see what we got Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
And have either of you played in Canada before? And if not, just in general, I'm sure you've had the in-season tournament before coming into your in-conference play. What does that do for a unit coming into conference play?
This is my first time being in Canada. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, definitely.
But I think it's just a good test playing 3 games in a row. It's just like it's getting used to the A10 tournament.
Yeah.
Like when we win, we're gonna play another game the next day and another game the next day. So it's like a good preparation for that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. I ain't been to Canada either, but just going back what Rikus said, it's definitely gonna get us ready for the A10 tournament down the line. So.
Coach, I know when you first had your introductory press conference, you spoke about kind of building rosters in this environment. You relying on some older guys that you brought in, but also emphasizing recruiting high school kids. You officially signed three kids: Hassan, Frank, Desmond. Can you kind of just speak towards your excitement and bring them into the program and just the future of Fordham?
Yeah, very excited. I want to build a culture here. I want it to be something that's sustainable. I want to bring the right kinds of guys in. It was a wild 6 weeks when we had to recruit 12 guys, whatever, 2 of these guys, but we found some really good character people. Those ones are great because you have more time to build a relationship with them, and then when they say yes to Fordham, that means something. They're getting recruited by other schools. They've been getting recruited for years. It's a little bit different. So when you get freshmen, to me, that means something, and hopefully you're trying to keep them for 2 to 3 years I would love for him to stay for 4, and I'm selling that. But it means a lot. I mean, it's the one New York City, one DC kid, and then another one in Massachusetts. So great cities, you know, and they're all like high character kids, and bring a lot of toughness and skill as well. But there's some toughness in there that fits the Bronx.
Coach Hassan, you know, you came from Stepneck, obviously a school that's producing talent here around the city. Is there anything about, you know, the program and Hassan specifically and how he's emblematic of that program that was a highlight for you to bring in here?
You know, I watched him and I saw his leadership qualities at a practice that, you know, in the fall that really told me he's got a really good team. He's won 3 straight championships, CHSA. And then he played with our guys, and when our guys are telling me, Coach, we need that one, then you know he's good. You know, he played pickup on his visit with these guys, and they came after, and they're like, Coach, like, he's good. And so all of it, and just being from Harlem, you know, skilled guy, tall, you know, I love little guards too. I mean, I love guards, but he's lengthy, you know, 6'4", long, and he's got a good feel for the game. So excited about that one. Very excited about that one.
Great, thanks guys.
Thanks guys.